on a recent interview with Fight Hype, they had an online press conference between Jose Benavidez and Danny Garcia for the upcoming bout, July 30th. Rather interesting words coming from Jose Benavidez. I like to see it. It was a very interesting interview because you had both of these dudes, uh, both their dads up there. One dad's a certified loudmouth. The other one's always cool and calm. You never really hear too much about Jose Benavidez Sr. Then you hear about a lot of these fighters' fathers, always in the middle with something running their mouth. But you don't really get that from Jose Benavidez Sr. But in the interview, on the press conference, whatever you want to call it, Jose Benavidez is pretty much saying, this is going to be a war. He's going to make it into a war because he knows, he says pretty much he's come forward. He's not going to run around all day like his last fight. See, that's the thing with a lot of these fighters, man. Like, that makes me doubt your skill set. If you're worried about the other boxer running around too much, aren't you supposed to be skilled enough to know how to negate that? You're supposed to be skilled enough to know how to handle those kind of fighters. But if you have issues with those kind of fighters and you're complaining about it, that means like those kind of fighters are your kryptonite, and that means you need to brush up on some things to learn how to deal with those kind of fighters. Those are kind of dudes that they just like fighting the same type of fighter to make them look good and to get wins. They don't want to fight they don't like versatility. There was a few fighters like that brought up stuff like that about fighters moving around, running, they don't want to stand still. Like, bro, that's your problem. That's not the fighter's problem. That's your problem. The fighter's doing what he's supposed to do. He's exercising the art of hitting and not getting hit. You have to learn how to hit, or learn how to cut the ring off better, something. But that is entirely your fault that you don't know how to handle those kind of fighters. So that's why in this conference you heard Jose Benavidez was very confident. He said he can't wait. He said he feels strong because he knows it's going to be probably a rock'em sock'em robot fight. And Danny Garcia is very flat-footed. Jose Benavidez is flat-footed. He doesn't have the same legs he had before he got shot. And they're saying that they're looking for the knockout. They say, oh, we're looking for the knockout, but we're not going to push it. We're not going to rush the knockout. But they said pretty much that they're looking for a knockout. They're looking to knock Danny Garcia out. And I don't think that's going to happen at all. But it's interesting to see. He's saying he knows that Danny Garcia is going to stand there and fight. So he's banking on Danny Garcia actually standing in a fight. It was kind of interesting to really listen to it. It was like he wants Danny to do that. Like, I know you're gonna do this, Danny, right? I know you're gonna stand there for me, Danny, so I can punch on you, Danny. Like, that was what I was getting from it. But who knows? What if Danny does something different in there? He goes in there and tries to outbox, which really ain't Danny Garcia's thing. But it'd be funny if he did go in there and actually move around a lot more than he usually does to give Jose Benavidez issues. I suspect he's probably going to move around a lot. He's going to try to move around a little bit to try to frustrate Jose and then tire him out. And then he's going to start playing his feet later in the fight. And I think it's going to probably end up in a knockout. I already did a prediction. I think I predicted the knockout for Danny Garcia. Or was it to this decision? I don't remember. I have to go back and check. But Jose Benavidez, man, he's proved when you hear these fighters say this stuff, that tells me that they're not as skilled as they think they are. Because when you're a really true fighter, you believe in your skill set. You don't care if it's a mover. You don't care if it's a power puncher, if it's a boxer puncher, if it's a pure boxer, if it's a swarmer, if the person is tall, if the person is short, if the person got long arms. You don't care. You just go in there and you do what you got to do. So, Jose Benavidez, pretty much when he said that, you pretty much know he probably gonna pick a lot of his fights moving forward, and expect it to be fighters that are very stationary. You're not gonna see him pick movers, so he's gonna be cherry picking a whole lot of his fights, and that's gonna be Jose Benavidez' downfall, man. Mark my word on that. But anyway, let me know what y'all thought about the press conference between Jose Benavidez Jr. and Danny Garcia. Yeah, this is Rebel Life Boxing. Y'all know what it is. Love y'all. Catch y'all later on the next one. Like, subscribe, share, and all that good shit. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. And I'm out.